Hello, thank you for joining us. I'm Dr. Christopher C. Kirby, Associate Professor of Philosophy here at Eastern Washington University. Today we're talking with the Venerable Geshe Thupten Pelge about Buddhist psychology. So in our previous segment on Buddhist psychology, we delineated main minds, what the Buddhists call main minds, from something called mental factors.
Yes, main minds and mental factors.
Right, and so building on that discussion, I'd like to, in this segment, consider how these main minds and these mental factors function in our daily lives. And so I was hoping that you could elaborate on something called mental afflictions.
Yeah. Thank you. Afflictions, or in other words, like defilements, or I think we can say delusions, mental delusions.
Delusions,
you know?
okay.
There are scholars have put into various groups, like like most commonly, like we say, three poisons, like ignorant, anger, and attachment. Now, anger, again, I have a problem. Is that in English translation, people have used sometimes aversion, sometimes hate. So hate, aversion, anger, those are the three terms that Western Buddhist scholars have used in different, you know,
I see.
on the same thing in Tibetan would be, normally it's commonly it's anger thing, but then some scholars have used aversion, some have used hatred. And correct me if I'm wrong. Part of the reason different scholars use different terms is that in the West, a lot of the time people even take like a passion as an anger or something.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Anger can be considered a type of passion.
Yeah.
In the West.
So so that's the confusion part. That's why people are not, I think, necessarily satisfied or happy with just using word anger.
One word to translate the concept.
So I think some scholars believe, okay, aversion is better, or something, or maybe try to go a little deeper. Maybe hatred is better. You know, all this, you know, anger, aversion, hatred. I think they have like levels of depth in there, right?
Right, they do.
Right? Yeah. So, but anyways, the ignorance, then we say attachment again. It's quite popular, but then even with this, the term attachment, attachment, like putting things together, is also attachment,
right?
So here, from the philosophical term, oftentimes in Tibetan particularly, is more of like a desire attachment.
I see.
Add desire in there, you know, wanting.
Is this the equivalent of the
clinging?
I think in Sanskrit it's trishna. Right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So clinging might be a little better.
I see.
I don't know, right? But popularly people use attachment a lot.
I've also heard thirst, thirsting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although,
thirst,
you know, we think of thirst as just drink water and you're not thirsty anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, but those are more terms, more like poetry. How do you say?
Like a poetic expression.
Poetic expression.
I see.
More, terms like poetic expression, I guess. Thank you so much.
Yes.
So Then also like people can use also like thirst and lust and so forth. You know.
I see.
So,
I see.
but these things makes more of a poetic expression. But basically, wanting, right?
Right.
Wanting. Desire, attachment. That's some scholars use this, but those are like key 3 poisons. And some scholars that then they would add like make it 5 poisons, like add 2 more on that, right? Then I just pride.
Pride. I see.
And then jealous.
Oh, and jealousy.
Make it 5. You know, so forth. Like that, you know, you can add much more. We have so many, right? So many negativity we carry. you can add many more. So yeah, basically to come back to your question, because of the ignorance, we end up taking wrong actions, wrong intentions, right?
I see.
Being not able to see what is right and what is wrong, then you do certain things, you say certain things, and afterwards you regret, oh, I shouldn't have said this, I shouldn't have done this, right?
Right.
That's a kind of common experience of our day-to-day life, right? That happens a lot. So why those things happen is because of not being able to see properly what is right to do, what is not right to do, right?
I see.
And modern times, just people not even try to think or understand what is right and wrong, but people just simply go after what I want. You know, what I like, I don't like. I want, I don't want. That is the key importance. So what you like is not necessarily always good.
Always good for you, right?
Right? So those are the kind of afflictions that, you know, put you into trouble.
Put you into trouble, I see. And so some of these are called unwholesome.
Unwholesome, yeah. So unwholesome. Wholesome is the positive ones, right?
The positive ones.
Yeah, like more, in other words, you can say virtuous, right? Virtuous deeds, virtuous thoughts, right?
Right.
Positive thoughts, right? Kindness, compassion, or like anything that is for the good of many, right? More wholesome, more virtuous. Then unwholesome, non-virtuous, or like any thought, any action that will produce a negative consequences.
I see.
Right? Any thought, any action that will bring pain and suffering to oneself and others.
I see.
That will be unwholesome. Right? So
Right,
kind of,
right.
yeah.
So it seems to me that this is kind of a psychological underpinning, an explanation, a foundation for what's called marga in Buddhism.
Yeah,
right?
marga meaning path.
The path,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And there's the eightfold path.
Yes.
Right action, right,
Yes,
right thought.
absolutely,
Yeah.
yes. See, so this is so good when you really look into like in a factual, you know, factual studies or whatever. Like I can see, like in Buddhism, like most popularly the Ignoble Paths, right? It's a very common, very popular. There are much more, but that's a kind of a popular one. Similar principles. Right? Okay. Similar principles used. You can see even with the Native American culture, lots of goods. Like, and then similar good principles you can read from all the other religion. In Christianity, you have 10 commandments.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And then similarly, you have same kind of advices or principles in the Quran, in Hindu Bhagavad Gita, and so forth, right?
Yes.
So, if you look into the practical principles, practical advices that is good for oneself and others, then there are lots of things are like in common.
I understand.
Right?
Yes.
Lots of things are in common in all culture, in all religion. So really, they're very healthy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Terrific. Wonderful. So I have one final question for this segment, and it's a discussion of the three zones of the mental afflictions that are categorized in Buddhist psychology. And I have a very rudimentary understanding of this, but it seems to me that they are categorized, that the mental afflictions, that is, are categorized in these three zones in different levels, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if you could help explain that to me.
Yeah. So here, Geshe Tashila, actually he was my classmate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We both come from Sara Monastery. Like in our culture, it's not like a modern university thing. You classmate for one course in one quarter. You know, we from the day one you join the monastery, until you finish your Geshe degree, our entire curriculum are same. So we just kind of classmate for like 18, 20 years.
Yeah, lifelong classmates.
Yeah. You know.
Sure.
So we have a very good kind of relationship in this culture. You know, classmates. You say because also like we say, I believe you know that. Also Hinduism, but mainly in Buddhism, I can say it's being myself as a Buddhist. It's like teacher is very important in your life, right?
Yes.
Who show you the path, the right path. So teacher, your spiritual teacher is the number one in your life. Next to that is your classmates. You see, the reason is that you go to your teacher, right?
Right.
Seek his teachings and come back, sit in the class. That's where you discuss and debate.
I see.
That's where you actually grow.
Of course.
From there, you know, share back and forth. So number one is teacher and classmates are the second in your life.
I see.
That makes sense. Isn't you
know? Oh yes, absolutely. I think it's very
really
true. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, Geshe-la. So because he came to England, I don't remember, maybe 1994 or something. Ever since, so he is more advanced in, you know, in terms of Western. Presentation thing, you know. So that's how, because this zone thing,
the schematic that's in the textbook.
This zone thing is that he put into the Western way. It's not
I see.
that, you know, this not like in our scriptures. You never see this.
No flow charts.
You don't see this in our scriptures. This is put it for the Western students. You know?
I see. I understand.
So it's new to me also.
Oh.
Where he put it here together. So yeah, first zone, second zone, and third zone, he put it here. Yeah, okay. He used the word here, fundamental confusion.
Ah, I see.
He used this here, right? I don't know, confusion is, it is, but I would rather choose to use the word ignorance itself.
I see.
Than the confusion.
Confusion.
Confusion is, yes, ignorance, but I think the word ignorance sits there better than the confusion.
Right.
So fundamental confusion means like actually not able to see what is right and what is wrong, right?
So
In
like
anything.
a blindness almost.
Yeah.
see.
And particularly it comes to the, if you really kind of trace down, it talks about the viewpoints. You know, again come back to the same
View.
idea, interdependent and shunyata, whole that Buddhist theory. You know?
I see.
So
Yeah.
because of the ignorance, then you are not able to see the true reality of the nature. You know, you just believe the way things appear to you.
I see. And this is the first zone. This is the most basic zone.
Yeah.
I see.
So
Okay.
so therefore, it is called like the fundamental. The number one problem is just because of that whole ignorance.
Yeah.
Right?
I see.
Yeah. So from after that, second zone here, what is yeah. Okay, now he says self-centeredness, ignorance, aversion, attachment. Then second zone, he's talking of ignorance of the subtle relation of the law of cause and effect. Okay, second zone, yeah, in the ignorance, we can categorize in different fields. Now, the particular second zone he's talking about is like denying or not able to see the truth of the law of causality.
Oh, I see.
Right?
I
And
see.
then also the nature of impermanence.
Okay.
Right?
I think I understand.
Nature of impermanence. Normally we don't, it just doesn't come into our heads, right? Knowing that the fact every second, even like you can micro level, you can, I don't even know, I don't even have the terms that, you know, the tiniest ones, but every second it passes, pass, right? That's
Right.
that's the true nature of the life, like
Right.
permanent, how impermanent it is.
I see.
Everything, right?
I see.
But it doesn't occur in our heads. So we just kind of keep planning.
I see how this links up earlier with what we were talking about with attachment too, because we want to
absolutely.
hang on to
Yeah.
to these moments
Yes,
that are
intellectually.
passing us.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
sir. So intellectually, we all know whoever is born has to die,
Right.
right?
Right.
That's how like the intellectually we know everything. The moment by moment, it's the impermanence passing, but it doesn't come into our head. We just keep planning.
I see.
Keep planning, right?
Right. Right.
Thinking that we are there forever, right?
Right.
Keep planning, not only for tomorrow, year after, or maybe like even though when you reach into age of 80s and 90s, you still keep planning,
Right. Right.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Think for a long time. That notion, that kind of the appearance or the notion of a everlasting, permanent thing.
Right. In the West, we would probably call that projection. Right.
Projection,
We're projecting
yeah,
ourselves into the future.
Yeah, the
Right.
feeling or kind of the belief system or the notion, the feeling that we are there forever.
I see.
Right? Right?
Yes.
So
yes.
that is the kind of the second part of the ignorance that
Okay.
he's talking about in the second zone, right?
That's the second zone.
Yeah,
right.
second zone, yeah.
In the third
Yeah.
zone?
Third zone, what he is, okay. 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 Now he third zone he is talking of like extreme views and so forth. You know, extreme views like the causality thing. You know, cause and effect, interdependent. Those things doesn't exist. You know,
I see.
extreme views, like don't want to listen to anyone, not open to, you know.
Do you mean extreme views, like even extreme political views,
No, you know,
Mm-hmm.
right now we are kind of political. I don't think political view is there.
Mm-hmm.
It is in terms of addressing the true reality.
I see. Okay.
Right?
So
Yeah. It is the whole thing.
extreme views
Yeah.
about one's connection with the world around them.
Yeah.
I see.
Extreme views, right?
Yes.
So, like, in Buddhism, everything is about karma,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And which means the law of causality,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
interdependentness.
Mm-hmm.
So those who are not open to, not only that they don't understand, but not open to try to understand.
Oh, I see.
Completely deny and block. You know, I don't want to hear.
So a closed-mindedness.
Closed-mindedness,
I
the
see.
extreme view. So those who, you know, that category would be the, you know, the third zone.
Okay, that's the third
he
zone.
put into.
I understand. Well, thank you so much, Geshe-la. Yes.
Yeah.
And thank you for watching.